Nippon Hoso Podcast Station.
Her phrase is 不思議ね。私、前ここに来た気がするの。涙が出てきちゃった。In English, it all seems so familiar, yet I know I've never been here before. I feel so at home. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. That is the rhythmic flow. Please. There is no rhythmic flow in that. What? Anime English Club with Sally Amaki. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 20 of the Anime English Club. I'm your host, Sally Amaki. よろしくお願いします。We have a メールいきます。ラジオネーム、ゆうゆうさんからいただきました。ありがとうございます。こんにちは、サリー先生。こんにちは。英語がまだ慣れていないせいか、早口に聞こえます。また話すのも1単語、1単語ずつ意識してゆっくりでないと噛んでしまいます。片言日本語があるように、片言英語に聞こえているのでしょうか。ゆっくり話すことで相手を不快な思いにさせてないかも心配です。確かに英語ってそもそもがもう早口なんですよね。なんかそれで言うとなんだろうな、日本語って一文字一文字スタッカードみたいな感じでどうもこんにちはみたいな感じで話せる中、英語ってHello everyone, how's your day? みたいなドゥルルルみたいないけちゃうんですよ。もうワンブレスでいけちゃうので、第一言語が英語の方って後から日本語を覚えるとちょっと滑舌流れすぎって言われがちで、私も声優の養成所通ってた時に天木さん滑舌流れてますとか、私の兄は未だに滑舌流れすぎてお母さん何言ってるか分かんないってよく言われるぐらい、本当英語ってめっちゃ早いので、聞き取るのもそうですね、難しいので、なんか子供番組から見るのが結構おすすめかもしれないです。子供番組って一個一個文字結構子供番組って言っても子供のアニメーションですね。アニメーションってより一層一個一個強調して話してくれるのでおすすめするんですけど、なんだろうな、でも自分が話す練習をしてる時に別に片言英語だったとしても全く不快な気持ちにはならないですね。でもこれは別に外国の方が片言日本語話してても別に不快じゃないなっていう気持ちと全然一緒だと思います。なんか自分が話してる言語普通に勉強しようとしてくれてるの嬉しいなって感じですね。なので全然気にせずどんどん話していきましょう。はい。私がそもそも早いってのがあるんですけどね、英語が普通の英語話してる人よりも私若干ちょっと早い節があるので、毎回もっとゆっくり話してくださいとは言われます。ワード数が多いんですよね。ギュッて詰めなきゃいけないので。はい。ということで、じゃあ今日はちょっとゆうゆうさんのこのお便りも踏まえてゆったりめの英語で言ってみたいと思います。はい。これが普通だよぐらいの英語でいきますね。Alright, so let's get into today's episode. Today, we're continuing our journey through Howl's Moving Castle with one of the most profound and poetic lines from the entire film. Howl's Moving Castle is a 2004 animated film produced by Studio Ghibli, directed by Hayao Miyazaki, which beautifully explores themes of belonging, memory, and the mysterious connections between hearts across time and space. May I just say, first of all, there is two ways of saying Studio Ghibli, or there isn't two ways, but there's always like two ways people say it. They say Studio Ghibli or Studio Ghibli. It is Studio Ghibli. Studio Ghibli is never a thing. Okay, so if you're saying Studio Ghibli, it is Studio Ghibli. All right, now off we go. Let's explore today's beautiful phrase from Sophie. All right. Her phrase is 不思議ね。私、前ここに来た気がするの。涙が出てきちゃった。In English, it all seems so familiar, yet I know I've never been here before. I feel so at home. はい。This scene occurs when Sophie travels through a magical door in Howl's castle that leads to his past. She finds herself in a flower field where she witnesses young Howl as a child making his contract with the fallen star Callistifer. Even though Sophie has never been to this place before, she feels a strong sense of familiarity and becomes emotional. This is the moment where Sophie speaks these words while looking around at the beautiful landscape of Howl's childhood world. Hi. So, Howl has seen Sophie before in the past. Like in the beginning of the movie, like he greets her as if this wasn't the first time they met, right? So, like, it's like a parallel universe. Like the whole entire world is connected. Mind blown. Hi. That was kind of hard to understand while I was watching. So, yes, now that we have that covered, this phrase shows how English and Japanese express the same feelings in completely different ways. So first of all, in Japanese, it's 不思議ね、私前ここに来た気がするの。涙が出てきちゃった。In the English dub, it was, it all seems so familiar, yet I know I've never been here before. I feel so at home. So the Japanese version, it focuses on like the physical sensations, like 涙が出てきちゃった, like tears are coming out, you know, to express her emotions. But in the English version, it focuses more on the emotional concepts, like you know, I feel so at home, like this feels so familiar. So even in the Japanese version, it says that, like, you know, tears are falling out. It's not translated in the English version. Hi. By the way, in the sub version, it's translated as, how mysterious. I feel I've been here before. I could cry with happiness. Hi. Which is also not a direct translation, because it's saying I could cry with happiness, which implies that she is not crying yet. But in the Japanese version, she's saying 涙が出てきちゃった, like tears are falling out, like literal tears are coming out of my eyeballs. But it's saying that I could cry with happiness, like, you know, like potentially I could cry. 涙が出ちゃうかもみたいな言い方してるんですけど, no, she's crying. Hi, so that was like the difference in the translation. So looking at the vocab, so 不思議ね. 不思議ね in the subversion has a direct translation of how mysterious. But 不思議ね and mysterious is a bit different, you know, like, but there's not a literal word that you can translate to, huh? Because it's not mysterious. It's not like, let's look into this kind of thing, you know. I would say like how odd, or like, you know, like it feels weird, like, like, but that's also a bit different from 不思議. How would you say 不思議? Like it feels weird. Like it feels weird. It feels odd. It feels mysterious. So I guess the closest thing you can say is mysterious and odd and stuff, but like, I feel like there's like a different nuance to it. 不思議. 不思議.
Wonder?
Oh, it is wonder, but like it's hard to use wonder in the form of like how Sophie's saying 不思議ね. Like, so I guess mysterious is the best form of translation, but it's not like the literal translation. はい. It's a bit more flowy. はい. 次. So the phrase is, it all seems so familiar. So familiar is 見慣れたとか懐かしい. It means recognizable from past experience. So when Sophie says it all seems so familiar, it means, you know, everything feels known. So it's a bit different from nostalgic, which is more about missing the past. 懐かしい, nostalgia. Nostalgia と familiar はちょっと違いますね。はい。But, 不思議ね、私前ここに来た気がするの。The direct translation would be, it seems like I've been here before, but they kind of made it like smaller into like saying familiar. So like familiar implies that like it seems like she's been here before, like she's seen it before. はい。です。見慣れた感じですね。次. So it all seems so familiar. Yet, I know I've never been here before. The yet. Yet はそれなのにとかでもって意味があるんですけど, so yet has a stronger contrast than but. It shows like contradiction. Perfect for expressing impossible feelings. Like, I feel this way, yet logic says it's impossible. So, なんだろうな. In my opinion, you can use but, in the same way as yet, but has a more like negative connotation to it, So in Japanese, でも would be but だがとかしかし when you're trying to say something like in a logical way, you would use yet. So ですね。だがしかしとかですね。はい。否定的な時じゃない時に yet って使う気がします。And finally, feel at home. So she feels at home. くつろぐ、居心地がいいですね。So feel at home, this is an English idiom that doesn't translate directly. So even if you feel at home, it doesn't literally mean like feeling at a physical house. It means more like emotionally, you feel this comfort. だからなんだろうな。at home. So you could, you wouldn't always feel at home even if you're at your house, Very deep. Yeah, I know. When I first moved to Japan, I had my own apartment and it was my own place, like it was my home, but I did not feel at home whatsoever. So it's more like an emotional comfort. I didn't know anybody around me. I didn't have, my comfortable safe place yet, so it didn't really feel at home yet. But now that I have more friends and everything and friends and family here, Japan feels a lot more at home. So it's more about, emotional. So this place feels at home. I hope this podcast feels at home to people. Does it feel at home? I don't think it does. Does it? Yes, it does. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Hi. 次. Now let's practice the pronunciation of this week's phrase. まず、不思議ね。私、前ここに来た気がするの。涙が出てきちゃった。In English, it all seems so familiar, yet I know I've never been here before. I feel so at home. Once again, it all seems so familiar, yet I know I've never been here before. I feel so at home. Ta-da-da. Hi, so the hard phrases would be familiar, familiar, lear, familiar, lear って難しいですね。lear, lear, lear. なんか lear. なんかカエルとか pretend you're a frog or a lizard trying to like get a fly with your tongue. Like little, familiar, lear. So familiar. ほんと、そんぐらいの like the use of your tongue is like familiar, similar to like a frog trying to get a fly. Familiar. はい、です。Like stick out your tongue and then pull it in really fast. Like familiar. ですね。じゃないですか？はい、familiar ですね。はい。Yet I know. Yet I know. This is another time where the T kind of is silent. You wouldn't be like, yet I know. I mean, if you want to emphasize the fact, if you want to like emphasize the yet, you should pronounce the T. But if you're going to say it in like one phrase, like yet I know, it would probably be silent. Like yet I know. Like yet. ちっちゃいつですね。ちっちゃいつ。yet I know. はい。そして、I feel so at home. I feel so at home. So in this case, because Sophie's saying it while trying to like, I don't know, while trying to figure out what she's feeling right now, there's like a ... pause in between the lines. So if you want to say it like Sophie, be like, I feel so, like, bring the so up, like, I feel so at home. Like when you're trying to think about something in English. Is that the same in Japanese too? When you're thinking about what you're trying to say, do you like tone it up a bit? なんか Oh no, I feel like in Japanese you like lower your tone. なんかそれで言うと You wouldn't be like それで言うとですよね So in English, when you're trying to think about something while you're like forming a sentence, your tone kind of goes up like I feel so at home ですね Oh, that was something I didn't know. Wow. So like in the beginning of the podcast, we read a letter from Yu saying that English sounds like it's speaking really fast, which it is true. English is a very fast language. So when I was reading the phrase, it all seems so familiar, I wasn't like, it all seems familiar. I read it like, it all seems so familiar, like it all. So it all. なんだろう Don't put much なんていうのかな spaces in between words when you're speaking in English. Literally, just flow right through it, you know. When you're singing the ABCs as well, for instance, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, elemental P. Yeah, like speak as if you're saying elemental P. Like, put it all. Make one sentence into one big word, okay? Like, basically, say everything in like one breath. はい。ですね。が、英語の話し方です。はい。
Did you know that the ABC song
はい。
is different in Japan?
ABCs?
Yeah, so like we were not taught elemental P. LMNOPQRSTU.
What? ABC song is... What? Can you say that again? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L.
LMN.
That is the rhythmic flow. Please. There is no rhythmic flow in that. What? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. That, no. Oh my gosh. そうなんですか? Isn't it awkward to sing like L, M, N, O, P, U, like
Because
elemental
we can't
P?
say elemental P.
Elemental P.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you can say elemental P, like if you can move your tongue that way, you can say so many different words. Elemental P, like literally. Literally, really.
LMNP.
No, elemental P.
Elemental P.
Elemental P.
Elemental P.
Oh, yeah. Elemental P.
Elemental P.
Yeah. So if you can like move your tongue that fast, I feel like a lot of these phrases would be easier. So there we go. We should probably fix that in the Japanese educational system. Who do I need to talk to? Can we change the ABC song in Japan so that people would move their tongues a bit faster? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Well, we'll get to that. I don't know if we'll get to it, but...
アニメイングリッシュクラブ with サリー・アマキ。月替わりのパーソナリティが担当する土曜日のオールナイトニッポンポッドキャスト。
9月はキャンディーチューンが担当。
9月20日の回は宮野静香と
小川菜々香がお届け。ケチの私がお金の話してます。こらこら。
キャンディーチューンのオールナイトニッポンポッドキャスト。
最新回は土曜夕方6時頃配信です。
So now, well, this is the last episode of Howl, so I'm just going to be talking about what I thought about Howl's moving castle. First of all, Howl was not the character that I thought he would be. In a lot of the TV shows that feature Howl, they make it seem like he's such a stoic character. Like, you know, they make him seem like a prince who's like very mysterious and doesn't speak much. He was speaking so much in the movie. Like, he was like, Sophie, what did you do to my hair? Like, it's orange. Ah! And then, like, he's crying, and then he turns into mud and everything. I was like, Howl? Is that you? Like, I did not think he was that type of character. But he was very cute, though. I also didn't know that his hair turned black halfway through. I didn't know as well. So, I thought those were two different characters, but apparently they're all the same. So, blonde hair, orange hair, and black hair Howl is all the same. And also, can I just say, Sophie, you know, after she turned into a grandma, like, she accepted the fact that she was a grandma so fast. Like, that was so fast. And then, like, she started spitting out, like, words of wisdom as a grandma. And I'm like, Sophie, this is, like, basically day 2 of you looking like that, okay? Like, just because you look like a grandma doesn't mean you have, like, the life experience of a grandma, you know? But she's like, you know, when you turn this age, like, you start to kind of, like, see things differently. I'm like, Sophie, please, maybe your knees start cracking a little bit more, but I don't think you can be spitting out those words of wisdoms yet. But yeah, that was something that caught me off guard. Also, at first I didn't realize why she kept on turning into an old lady and then like turned back into her old self and everything. But she turns back to her normal self once she starts gaining confidence. Yeah. But while I was watching the movie, you know, like, there were times where I was like, are you sure you don't have confidence right now? Like, while she was like cleaning the house and everything, and she was like telling everybody what to do, I'm like, I don't know, you seem like you have a lot of confidence, you know, telling everybody what to do. Also, her mother, betraying Sophie halfway through. What kind of mother? Honestly, that was so sad. That was so fast. That was my very oh no Sophie moment for me. I can't imagine. That was so sad. And, like, it caught me so off guard because in the beginning of the movie, her mom was, like, very loving, you know? Like, her mom loved Sophie. So there wasn't any foreshadowing. Like, her mom looked like a very loving person. So halfway through, when her mom betrayed her, I was like, what? You know, that was weird. All right. Also, Karushifa, Calcifer, very cute. That's all I have to say about him. Very cute. Also, the witch, she didn't have to do all that. The Witch of the Waste, she didn't have to do all that. You know, in the very ending of the movie, she took, like, Howl's heart and, like, this is mine. What was that for? What was that for? Sabotaging everybody. Yeah. No, but, like, so was she a bad person or is she a good person? I didn't understand.
I don't know, but I think she liked Howl.
Oh, she liked Howl.
That's why she wanted to have his heart.
Oh, so, like, quite literally she wanted his heart. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's upsetting. Aw. So it's like a little love triangle. Aw. That's cute. Literally, I want your heart. This is my heart. And then breaking his, like, house and everything. Yeah, that's too much. Maybe that's why her love didn't really flourish into anything. But yeah. Also, everybody falling in love with Sophie. That was crazy. Like, the Kakashi and too. And, like, yeah, everybody basically fell in love with her. Why? What was her, like, you know? Like, I understand she's a very pretty lady and she holds her place. Like, throughout the movie, it wasn't like she was holding her place that much, you know, because she kept on turning into a grandma, losing her confidence and everything. So, like, I didn't really understand, like, when in the movie people started falling in love with her, you know? Yeah. Maybe, if I read the novel, I'll understand Howl a bit more. But also, I just want to say, the person, my friend that I was watching Howl with, loves Howl. They literally dyed their hair blonde because of Howl. So every single time Howl came on screen, they would be screaming and be like, oh my gosh, it's Howl! So I couldn't really focus on the movie, is what I want to say. So my lack of knowledge about Howl basically is because of my friend. So I would like to go home again today and watch it in the presence of just my own presence. So yeah, I will watch it again. And if there's anything that I missed about Howl, please, you know, write it in the comments in the YouTube section or just send us a message or an email or anything. Hi, and I will educate myself about Howl. So thank you so much for coming to this episode of the Anime English Club. Next episode is another masterpiece from Studio Ghibli. It is 千と千尋の神隠し or Spirited Away. Love it. Love this movie. I really love Kaonashi. Hi, Kaonashi is one of my favorite characters, so if I don't forget, I will be bringing the little plush. I have a little plushie of Kaonashi, so I will bring it. Hi. So, You can listen to Anime English Club as a podcast and on YouTube where you can follow along with transcripts and subtitles. You can adjust the speed however you want and listen as many times as you need to get comfortable with English. Listening over and over is really the key to mastering any language. For Japanese and English subtitles, go to youtube.com/@anime-english-club or just search by the title. And the Anime English Club wants to hear from you, whether it's anime you'd like us to cover or just specific lines you want us to cover. Please tell us whose line it is and which episode it is. And like I said, if I cover any anime and there's more information that you want me to talk about, please email us and I will read it in the beginning of the episode. Hi. Please email us at aec@1242.com. That is aec@1242.com. You can email me in either Japanese or English. メールは日本語でも英語でも大丈夫です。ということで、Thank you guys so much for staying with me. Yeah, I really do love Studio Ghibli films. But it was a surprise. I did not know Howl's Moving Castle and Castle in the Sky were two different movies. That is basically on me. So yeah, hopefully through AEC, I can also further my knowledge about Studio Ghibli films as well. So please stay tuned and see you next week. またね! From the Nippon Hoso Podcast Station, this is the Anime English Club, hosted by me, Sao Yamaki. This episode was directed by Kensuke Yoshida and produced by Shiori Tanaka of Nippon Broadcasting System, Japan.